Procrastination is the one thing that stops many people from achieving their deepest goals. Procrastination basically means that you will keep on delaying the stuff that you want to do. I mean, you've probably had it happen to you thousands of times. You tell yourself, I'm going to get this done at this time. Or you have an upcoming assignment, or you have an upcoming project, whatever it may be. You tell yourself you're going to get it done at a certain time. And then hours go by and you get absolutely nothing done. I'm really trying to stress the importance of getting rid of procrastination because I'm telling you, millionaires would spend a lot of their money. Successful people will spend millions of dollars to get rid of this because they know that once they get rid of this, their potential will skyrocket. Procrastination is literally a cap at your potential. It's a roadblock. But once you get rid of it, your life changes so much. You start to improve at a crazy rate. And I mean, you constantly tell yourself that you want your life to change, that you want to improve, you want to become a better version of yourself. Yet, every time you know you're supposed to be taking action, you know that you're supposed to go and do the work, your brain tells you that it's okay not to do it. Your brain gives you so many excuses and you don't end up getting nothing done. This happened to me the other day. I came home from the gym and I knew that I should have edited a video that night. However, when I came home, I instead decided to watch a movie. Now, it was playing on the TV, so I could give myself the excuse that, it's not my fault. However, I really took the blame for that, and I got angry at myself. And I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't sleep that night for around 2 hours it took me to sleep. Now, a lot of people are gonna think that's crazy. However, I knew that because of me not taking action that night, is going to lead me not to get the results that I want. So you have to really be strict on yourself and realize that procrastination will destroy your potential. You will not be able to achieve your goals. The reason why procrastination happens is because you're so scared of the task at hand. You believe that it's so hard. So the first thing that you must do is literally just break it down. Let's say that you were assigned an entire essay to write. Instead of thinking that you got to write it all at one time, which many people do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's what I used to do. I used to write all of my assignments, all my essays, whatever it may be. I used to write it all at once. However, the best thing that you could do is literally just break down that task. Let's say day 1, you research. Day 2, you write one paragraph. Day 3, you write another one, and then you edit, whatever it may be. You break it down to little tasks because that's easier to get done. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, most people, the reason why they delay is because it's so hard for them. It's so hard for them, and they believe it's hard. And that's another big issue, that you believe that the task is hard. You constantly tell yourself, I'm not capable of doing this. This is too hard for me. This is something that I'm not good at. Whatever it may be, when you constantly feed yourself all this talk, all these thoughts, I'm a big believer in that your thoughts create your reality. So when you're feeding yourself all of these lies, telling yourself that it's too hard, of course you're going to believe it's hard. Of course you're not going to want to do it. So the best thing that you could do is literally just to tell yourself, I'm good at this. This is easy for me. I was born to do this. Honestly, a lot of people are going to think this is cringe, but I'm telling you, it actually worked. Another great thing that you can do is just to make the task enjoyable. Let's say reading, it's something that you always procrastinate on. So what you could do is start to make reading enjoyable. Maybe that means you'll start to drink your favorite tea while you read. Maybe that means you'll get comfortable in your couch. Whatever it may be, all you want to do is just make the task as enjoyable as possible, because then procrastination will lower as well. Change your thoughts from, I hate doing this, to I enjoy doing this, and procrastination won't be a big issue anymore. Eat the frog. Now, you've probably heard that a million times, but it basically means that if you were given your favorite meal, but you're told that you must eat a frog, you can either eat it before or after. Most people would choose to eat it after because they want that instant gratification. They want their meal right now. However, I want you to put this in perspective of procrastination. Many people, for the frog, that's the biggest task for their day. And what they do, instead of doing it early in the morning, they delay it till at night because they know it's hard and they want to get the instant gratification. They want to do the fun things in the morning and try to delay the hardest thing as much as possible. However, that is the wrong mindset, because when you do that, you basically won't get as much near as if you did the hardest thing in the morning. And some people don't even end up getting anything done. They delay it. But I want you to think of it this way. Every day, you don't get the hardest task done, which is basically eating the frog. You go the next day, and now you have another frog. So now you have two tasks you have to get done. And then every day goes by, and people get stuck in the trap of procrastination, which is why in the morning, you must give yourself no excuses. You must go and get the hardest thing done early in the morning. And then everything else will become easy for you because your mind will tell you that, oh, I did the hardest thing already. So everything else is easy. And all this stuff is going to be very easy to complete. I mean, just think of it. It makes sense when you actually think about it. Do something hard early in the morning and build off of that momentum. Another great thing that you can do is just to literally create momentum for yourself, because then you won't want to procrastinate. I mean, when you get nothing done in the morning, of course you're gonna feel like the day's already wasted. So you're gonna try to make excuses for yourself to not get anything done. However, if you start in the morning, even by just making your bed, I'm a big believer in making your bed, and I do it every single morning because that's all momentum. You know, that one positive thing that you did in the morning, which is making your bed, you know, taking a cold shower, whatever it may be, it adds up. It adds up, and then suddenly you're getting all these tasks completed easily because your brain is in a positive flow. Another big problem why most people procrastinate is because they have too many distractions. Like I said, me coming home that day and watching that movie, that was a distraction, and I failed. Your mind, most of the time, will crave the easy things. So when you keep it around you when you're going to go to work, you know, I usually work in the living room, and that's the worst thing possible. So now I'm changing. I'm gonna try to work in the basement because I know that it's quiet. No one can annoy me. And another big thing that you must do, literally right now, I want you to pause the video and go and do it, is I want you to turn off all of your notifications. Again, don't let the excuses flood in, because every notification that chimes, that's taken away part of your focus. And you think, oh, it's not a big deal. You know, you're just looking at it for a second and getting back to work. However, it's been shown that 15% of your focus will be gone right away. And that's the worst thing. You literally have no respect for yourself if you're letting these notifications from these companies that just want to steal your time, that just want to make money off of you. If you're letting these companies send you notifications and letting it distract you from your work, you will never be able to reach your full potential. In order to eliminate procrastination, you must eliminate any gateways to procrastination. One thing I highly recommend, and I'm not sponsored by this app at all, is getting the app Opal. This app has saved me so many times because a lot of the times when we're trying to get work done, or even when we're trying to do anything, we have these apps on our phone and we just mindlessly go on these apps, and then 20 minutes go by, we don't even notice. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you probably shouldn't even keep your phone next to you, which is what I would recommend. You should keep it as far away as possible when you're getting your work done, because your phone can be one of the biggest distractions for you. But another thing is, let's say you're working on your computer, close all of the open tabs, you know, don't have anything open that is going to distract you. And what I learned from Charlie Morgan when he made the video about focus is that you literally must have a piece of paper and write down anything that is going to distract you. So what this means is basically when you keep that piece of paper next to you, you write down anything that distracts you during your deep work or your flow state. So let's say you constantly get distracted by your family talking in the background. What you can do is write that down. Write down that talk in the background is a huge distraction for you. And you got to figure out ways to avoid that distraction now. So maybe it's getting a pair of headphones that cancel out any noise. Maybe it's going to a different room, like I said earlier. Maybe it's, honestly, just think of anything that is going to help you get rid of that distraction. So you literally start to make a list of all the distractions and you figure out a way. For me, for example, my distraction was watching a movie. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come home, and instead of eating at the table and then just mindlessly getting sucked into the movie, I'm gonna go eat in a different room. I know that sounds extreme, and I know like many people, they're gonna think that this is crazy, but like I said, procrastination is one thing that people will spend millions on. I mean, think about it. When you get rid of procrastination, your mind works with you. You snap your finger and you get to work. You get into a flow state, and we know that when you get into a flow state, that's when all the results will follow. Another great thing is just to do a dopamine detox and clear your mind. Your mind probably won't be able to focus the first times you try to work because your mind is so rotted away from all of these apps. And I know that seems harsh, but I'm just trying to help you. These apps are destroying your brain, and it also did the same to mine. I mean, when I first tried to read a book, after one paragraph, I wasn't able to focus. So I am telling you that you must just become mindful, start to meditate more, clear your mind, fix your brain. Then you will be able to focus longer, and procrastination won't be a possibility for you. The next thing, which is very, very important, is to have a big why, have a big motivational factor. Every single person has a goal, but not everyone can truly say why they want it. I want you to create a big, huge why behind all of your work, behind your goals. Create big goals and give yourself a reason why. I mean, I want to give you an example. Imagine two people. You tell them both to wake up at 6 a.m. and it's a cold day outside. Who do you think is going to wake up? The guy who doesn't have any reason why to wake up, or the guy who tells himself, I must wake up because I must become successful to retire my family? Whatever reason, he has a huge reason behind why. Who do you think is going to wake up? It's obvious that the guy who has a big goal, a big reason, is going to outwork this guy, is not going to have procrastination. I want you to think of it as two voices. The voices that give a voice that gives you procrastination, and the voice that tells you you must keep going. When you have a why, you're helping this voice. It's going to give you the motivation. And something that I highly recommend is creating an anti-vision, because this will give you tactical pressure. This means that when you write out everything that you don't want in your life, this voice, like I said, is going to fuel you. When your brain tries to tell you, oh, you could do this later, this voice is going to tell you, you must get it done. You have so much that you must do in your life. You cannot become average. You cannot become mediocre. So truly try to fuel this voice and get rid of the procrastination voice. I want you to realize that this life is your responsibility. You are in control. If you want to learn more about control, check out my free 7-day guide to control. However, what I'm trying to stress is that you're responsible for everything. Your life the way it is right now is because of what happened in the past, the actions that you took. So you need to create a big reason why you want to improve. You know, it can't be some pathetic reason. And I want you to realize that every time you procrastinate, your dream life, all of your goals are slipping away. So what's going to become bigger in your life, procrastination or your goals? You must start to create deadlines for yourself. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time given to complete it. So this basically means that if you give yourself 1 month to get something done, then it's going to take 1 month. So if you create the deadline and wait till the end of the month and tell yourself you have all that time, of course you're not going to get it done earlier. However, if you give yourself the deadline of 1 week, then you get it done in 1 week. I mean, we've seen this many times with our projects at school. A teacher would have told us that we have until 2 months, maybe even sometimes, and we procrastinate and we don't get nothing done until the last week or even the last few days. That's what happened to me when I tried to study for a math test that was huge, and I ended up failing that math test because I gave myself 1 month and it's not until the last few hours I started studying for it. However, you have to create deadlines for yourself. Even if a teacher gives you, or whoever it may be, you have to honestly create deadlines for yourself in your own life. We're so used to everyone creating deadlines for us, but maybe it's time for you to create a deadline for yourself. So stop giving yourself all of this time to complete a task. Your mind will work wonders when you create a deadline, even if it's just 2 days to get something done. Your mind will figure out ways of how to complete it. Your mind will focus. You won't become distracted anymore. You won't go through your days procrastinating and telling yourself, I have time to get this done. I mean, it's basically a hack, and no one really talks about this, but all you have to do is just make a deadline, tell yourself you're going to get it done, and you will literally have to force yourself to get it done. You must begin to improve your testosterone. Now, all these doctors are going to try and tell you that it's okay to have low testosterone. I mean, they're pushing this agenda that testosterone these days don't really matter. However, 100 years ago, our grandfathers had double the testosterone that we have today. I'm not going to get too in depth in this video because I did make a video. My last video was actually about testosterone, so I'm not going to get too in depth. But however, I want you to realize that when you have higher testosterone, hard work feels good. That's why so many men these days don't feel like working. Don't feel like working on themselves. Now, I'm not saying, of course, if you try to go to a job that you hate, you're not going to enjoy it. I'm saying that when you're doing work that fulfills you, some people, they just hate doing anything that's work related. And the reason why is because their testosterone could potentially be low. Because when you have higher testosterone, you crave competition, you crave work, you crave improvement. It's one of the best things that you can do yourself, just to focus on improving your testosterone. And the next thing is you want to improve your mental health as well. Always remember that when you improve your mental health, all of the bad things in your life fades away. Many people fail to realize that all the symptoms of procrastination, people say that they procrastinate because they're anxious or because they're depressed or whatever reason, whatever excuse they give themselves, they fail to realize that anxiety, depression, all of these symptoms, the reason why they get those symptoms in their life is because they have poor mental health. So I want you to really stress the importance of mental health in your life as well as testosterone. They both work very well and they will improve your life tremendously. The best way to improve your mental health is just honestly focus on the basics: sleep, diet, exercise, meditation, mindfulness. And then when your mental health improves, your procrastination will get lower and lower until you have none, and then you could tap into the potential of your brain. Another great thing that you can do is just clean your room. Your mind is a reflection of your room. So if your room is dirty, of course your mind is going to be dirty as well. Remember that the more we procrastinate, the more our dreams will slip away. And we all have control of our lives. We all have control to end procrastination forever. However, it starts with you taking control. Like I said, if you want to check out my free 7-day guide to control, that will really help you, because a time comes in your life when you have to realize that you are responsible. You are the man. You are the person who has to reach your goals, reach your dream life. And if you don't do any work, no one else is going to do it for you. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you.